Imagine a person who always smiles, always says yes, always adjusts, and always puts others before themselves. From the outside, they might look like the perfect friend, the perfect colleague, or the perfect family member. But inside, their soul is tired. They feel invisible, unacknowledged, and sometimes even resentful. This is the hidden cost of being a people pleaser. People pleasers often carry unspoken pain. They become so skilled at reading others' moods that they forget how to feel their own. They start living in a way where they don't even ask themselves what they want anymore. And if you ask them directly, "What do you really want?" they hesitate. Because they've been practicing the art of self-erasure for so long that their own desires have become strangers to them. Where does this need to please come from? Many times, it's rooted in childhood. Perhaps you grew up in a home where love was conditional, where approval was given only when you performed, obeyed, or met expectations. Maybe your parents argued often, and you learned to become the peacekeeper, soothing the tension before it exploded. Or perhaps you were rewarded for being the good child, the one who never complained, never asked for much, and always adjusted. Over time, this role solidified. You began to equate worthiness with self-sacrifice. The challenge is, people-pleasing is like an emotional loan you keep giving out without ever charging interest. You bend over backwards to earn love, to keep harmony, to avoid conflict. But the repayment rarely comes. Instead, you find yourself drained, overextended, and taken for granted. The irony is, the more you give up your own boundaries to make others comfortable, the less respect you often receive in return. People sense, even unconsciously, when someone doesn't value themselves enough to say no. And rather than admiring your sacrifice, they sometimes exploit it. There's also an emotional deception at play. People pleasers tell themselves they are doing it out of love. But often, it's not purely love. It's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of being disliked. It's an emotional survival strategy. Deep down, the people pleaser doesn't believe that they are worthy of love simply as they are. They feel they must constantly earn it, prove it, or negotiate for it by overgiving. The problem is, this way of living slowly robs you of authenticity. You become like an actor on stage, performing for applause, but once the curtain drops, you feel empty. And the scariest part is, sometimes people pleasers lose track of who they really are. They become so entangled in others' expectations that they forget their own voice, their own choices, their own truth. But reclaiming your self-worth begins with one simple yet powerful step: the courage to disappoint. It sounds harsh, but it's true. To step out of people-pleasing, you must be willing to risk others being upset with you. You must learn to say no, not because you don't care, but because you do care, about your own energy, your own needs, your own boundaries. Saying no is not rejection, it's protection. The truth is, being a people pleaser doesn't prevent conflict, it only delays it. The conflict still comes, only later, in the form of burnout, resentment, and sometimes even broken relationships. When you suppress your own needs for too long, it leaks out in other ways: passive aggression, silent withdrawal, emotional exhaustion. Authentic relationships cannot survive without authenticity. Here's the paradox. When you stop people-pleasing and start honoring your true self, some relationships will fall away. People who only valued you for your compliance may distance themselves. But the ones who remain, the ones who truly love you, will adjust. They will learn to meet the real you, not the version of you that existed only to serve their comfort. And in the long run, you will attract healthier connections. So how do you begin this journey? Start with small, intentional acts of self-truth. If you are tired and someone asks for your help, instead of automatically saying yes, pause. Ask yourself, do I really want to do this right now? If the answer is no, practice saying, I wish I could, but I can't take this on right now. At first, your body might resist. Your chest might tighten, your throat might feel dry. But let yourself sit with that discomfort. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. Next, become aware of your language. People pleasers often soften their own needs with apologies. I'm sorry, but, or, if it's okay with you. Remove those unnecessary apologies. Speak directly. Replace, I'm sorry I can't, with, I won't be able to. Notice how empowering that feels. Also, reflect on your motives. Before saying yes to something, ask yourself, am I doing this out of genuine desire or out of fear? This question alone can reveal the hidden drivers of your choices. If it's fear, give yourself permission to step back. Remember, boundaries are not walls. They are doors. They don't shut people out. They guide others on how to come in. When you set boundaries, you are not rejecting people. You are teaching them how to respect you. And only when you are respected can love flow freely. The path of reclaiming self-worth is not about becoming cold or selfish. It is about becoming balanced. Love others, yes, but love yourself too. Give to others, yes, but not at the cost of emptiness. True generosity can only come from fullness, and fullness comes when you honor your own needs alongside others. If you've recognized yourself in what I've shared today, know that you are not alone. Many carry this pattern, and many are finding the courage to break it. It begins with one step, one boundary, one moment of honesty, and with every step, you move closer to peace. The peace that comes from knowing you are enough, just as you are. If this spoke to you, I invite you to subscribe so that we can continue building a community of people who are learning, growing, and reclaiming their emotional strength together. Because none of us have to walk this journey alone. Together, we can find the courage to step out of people-pleasing and step into self-worth.